Hello there, and welcome to this episode of Rantz. It's Crisandro, and it's just a little review after the end of that first game for Jose Mourinho. Um, Taking charge of Spurs against West Ham today. We won 3-2. Very good performance for the first 65 minutes. That first half, though, was absolutely mesmerising, really. It looked like the team was back to how we kind of know they can be a couple of seasons ago. And I know it was the first game, so we got carried away somewhat, literally based on what we saw on the pitch. Dele was looking hungry, he was looking incisive, he was appearing where he usually appears, in between the lines, between the midfield and the defence, and he was, creating a lot of space, creating a lot of uncertainty for West Ham, and creating a position for midfielders to pass the ball. That's why we had an issue before, where we were not able to get the ball forward quickly because no one was making any kind of room, any kind of space. This is just a few games ago, the last few games, I should say, and it all seemed to kind of come together there, and he played very well. I will say that if he continued that in the second half, he would have been my man of the match quite easily because he played that well. And well, the first 20, 25 minutes of the game, in our first half, we had, first of all, had about 80% of the ball. We were creating things. Had the ball in the back of the net as well once with Kane. I was struck offside, and he had another chance that when he tried to play it across the goal, and that was offside as well. Um, so we were on fire when we were actually pinning a step back. Which I'm obviously having a few issues themselves, and but it looked like we were the side who were pushing for like the for the top end of the table, the way we were playing, and we were literally beating West Ham down as we expect them as we expected to. And it wasn't long until that first goal came in again. Bele looking fantastic in the middle, receiving the ball in space, threading a lovely weighted ball through to Sonny, who did this thing, getting past the defender and slotting it in, making it 1-0. And that was in the 36 minutes. 7 minutes later, it was 2-0. Brilliant kind of performance again from Dele. It was like two flicks, really. I can't remember who did the first flick. He did Dele, and he found his backside and flicked it. Not sure how he flicked it underneath his leg over to Sani, who ran and beat the defender, crossed the ball at the byline, and Lucas there scored the second. And I have to say, we deserved to be 2-0 up, and we played very well. In that first half, it was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Um, second half, we started off well. The first 5-10 minutes, scored the third. Kane with a great header off a cross from Aurier is what he does well, and I'll get on to Aurier in a minute. But that was a good header by Kane, and made it 3. Don't tend to see that many goals like that for Kane for Spurs. I know he's done a couple of that for England, but it's good to see that he's getting that service again. I think that's literally what Mourinho's just told him to do, to keep it simple. And that's literally what it's all about, keeping it simple. Play to players our space, attack the space, and if you get the chance, put the cross in. And that is what Aurier did to make it, to cross over to Kane and make it 3. And then I don't know what we put it down to, cruising, relaxing, taking your foot off the gas, tiring maybe because of the international break. Who knows? But then West Ham started coming back into it a bit more, and especially when they brought on Mikel Antonio, that's donkey dancing scourge of it. Really don't like him. He always seems to score against Spurs, and that's only what he did after hassling and harrying and playing very well. And then he scored there from about 20 yards out, just especially getting to the bottom right hand corner of Gazaniga's goal. I'm not quite sure how he went for that distance, but he did. So that made it 3-1, and West Ham still had a bit of the ball, although we were kind of repelling them. It was unfortunate because I'd like to have kept a clean sheet, especially at that ground, and especially in our first game with Mourinho, who prioritises defence, above all else. So he would have been upset by that. So 3-1. That was with 15 minutes to go, and then we couldn't hold out any further. Quarter coming in, and this is the 96th minute, so injury time as well. And Angelo Ogbonna scored to make it 3-2. It was a bit late for them to start pressing for an equaliser, but it just kind of shows that there's still lots of work to be done, especially work for our defensive midfielders to come back, and actually try and shield our defence like we used to do. Didn't see much of that. I mean, the run up and the header for Bonner's ball, that was really poor. Nobody stopped him really, and he had enough time to run up and bury his header past Gazaniga. And yeah, and also the same with Aurier. Antonio's shot, nobody ran over and stopped it. Although he was being managed at the time, but it wasn't that intensity. It wasn't any kind of like. Which I know he's a strong lad, but you kind of like push him, harry him, and hassle him, and put him off his stride. And that really didn't happen as such. And he got the his, and there we go, 3-2. Kind of takes a little bit of the gloss off the full victory, and I think you can tell at the end by Mourinho's expressions. We won our first away game, but he didn't look happy at all. And I have to say that I was kind of like muted at full time as well myself, because we actually conceded those two goals. But it's kind of it does highlight the issues that we need to work on when it comes to when it comes to the our defensive play. There was a goal that was chalked off for West Ham because they had to put the ball in the back of the net, but that was chalked off by VAR, and rightly so. Declan Rice put the ball in the net, but it was offside. Almost played on by Aurier though, and that's the thing, and that's why I wanted to come back to Aurier. He played very well today, and he played okay today, defensively and also attacking as well. He got back when he had to, and did his defensive job, but occasionally he still switches off. But if that can be worked on, then that's fantastic. But if not, then we've got a bit of an issue, really, haven't we? But ultimately, that's because it was chalked off. I guess it didn't really hurt us too much, but it was still a concern. And obviously, Mourinho's only had like 3 days to work with the team and to work with the defense. But we did look stronger at the back. I mean, we looked a lot calmer at the back. I know we conceded 2 goals later on, but it looked. Until then, I didn't feel any kind of pangs of anxiety when the ball comes whizzing into the box, or as players come in and attack our back four. I didn't really feel that kind of pain. But obviously, we still conceded 2 goals, so there is that little bit of issue with confidence, and also issue with defensive positions and everything like that. But that can be sorted, and I'm confident that it will be sorted. But on the plus, we beat West Ham in a game that they prioritise above all else. I know Mr. Donkey Dance did a little celebration as West Ham won at our place. But like I said in the video, when the Spurs women beat West Ham women at that council house of the stadium, when we won, I said, we run these ends, we run things in these ends. And I ain't joking, and I wasn't kidding. Because we got over there and we won. As bad as forward as we were in, low the confidence as we were, and considering that teams below us were beating us hands down as well. I just think about Brighton. we won, and we won away from home, and that's literally all you can say. And well, of course, Rome wasn't built in a day, so there's a lot of things to work on, as I mentioned earlier. A lot of things to work on. But at least the grounding is there. At least the confidence is now starting to rise. At least players now know their worth. And that's the important thing. That's what we needed, really. And sorry if I've got a little bit of a cold, which is why I couldn't go to the game today. But, it was good to see that confidence kind of eking through the team. And good to see the team play well. Good to see Kane scoring a goal like that again, and he was all over the place with that, and he played brilliantly. My man of the match would have gone to Dele if he played that same way for the whole of the 90 minutes. Well, obviously he was taken off after 60 odd minutes, and I don't think he looked happy when he came off. I know he did shake Mourinho's hands and sat down, but he looked really pissed off about that. But maybe it's a case of trying to get that fire back in Dele's belly. Obviously, he's been out with a lot of injuries, and he's just working his way back into it. We shall see how that pans out. But I think my man of the match, BT, gave it to Son, and I probably have to say yes over the 90 minutes. I would agree with that. He pretty much he scored one, and set up a goal, and continuously pressed and hassled the West Ham back line, didn't give them a moment's peace, and that's literally all you can ask for. And I would actually agree, my man of the match. A little bit of a footnote as well. Gazzaniga didn't really have much to do apart from bringing the ball out the back of the net, and but. Yeah, I'm pleased with the first 60 minutes, and I'm happy with the victory. Happy with the victory. Of course, we'd be happy with the victory. It's a win, of course. 3 points. That pushes us up into the top half of the table. Looking at other results at the moment going through, and it'll be interesting to see where we end up after Sunday's games. But yeah, plenty to work on, and and I'm confident that will be sorted. But also, for the people in the group, I know there was a poll done regarding how they ever thought we did in the first third of the season, and the results will appear right here. And as you can see, a large majority say that we have done really badly. I've just seen the Crystal Palace have scored against Liverpool. That could be interesting. That's 5 minutes for half time as well. But yeah, a lot of people think they've done really well. And Marks has sort of 1, which means poor. It's between 1 and 2 as well. So the only way is up, really. That's the only way you can see it. And I am fairly confident that we'll push on from here and do well. The second third of the campaign, we have to. Like I say, we just have to improve, and so we shall see where we end up, and we'll see how we do. The next game is the Champions League match on Tuesday against Olympiacos. A win there, and we qualify for the knockout stages. I won't be going to that game either. I just had to work through my illness, as well. I do apologise if I do sound a bit croaky. And a win, and we go through from our group into the knockout stages, which is fantastic. And also, if Bayern Munich lose, then they could set up potentially a very big game in Munich in a couple of weeks' time, where I will be going, and you'll be able to see me over there. So, but one game at a time. Happy with a win, 3-2 at West Ham's ground in their big game, and you'll say, how shit must they be if we're winning away? That's all I can say. Brilliant first win for Mourinho. Keep up the good work, my man. And all I've got to say now is, come on, you Spurs, and you'll take care.